Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Wonderful Garbage. I am your host, Angela, and in this episode, I brought on one of my favorite people, one of my besties, Julia Westbrook. Welcome, Julia.
I'm so happy to be doing this with you. With Oswell with us too, because he has attachment issues. Can't be left.
Yes, it's me, Julia, and cutie dog Boswell. We're hanging out today, and I wanted Julia to come on because in this episode, we're going to be recapping some of our favorite pop culture moments from the year. There was so much going on this year. I had to have somebody else come and recap it with me. I've known Julia, like 13 years or so,
More than that?
maybe closer to 15. It's been a while, but we love to talk all things pop culture. And so that's why she is here joining us today. How are your holidays?
Good, good. Just some good family time. No fights were had, so that was great.
That's good. Yeah, I'm ready for like this period of just like rotting, not doing much except podcasting. Alrighty, so in this episode, we're going to share some of our personal favorite things from the year, and then we'll get into all the pop culture goodness. Julia, what were some things that you loved doing this year?
Well, I had a good summer. Went on a girls' trip to Cape Cod. I love it there. I went for my first time when I was young, but for a girls' trip a few, like 6 years ago, and just fell in love with it. I have a friend that lives in this really small town in the Cape, and it's just a dreamy little town. I'm hopefully going to bring more girlfriends back with me next summer. I want to go all month of, I think, July. We've talked about doing like a little like summer house situation up there with all the keys.
I would love that. All of your pictures looked gorgeous. I remember just gorgeous flowers everywhere. Like it
Oh,
was
there's
very,
like hydrangeas and lilies growing on the side of the road.
yeah, just like beautiful. In
Yeah,
Texas during the summer, the grass is completely dead, and
right.
any plant that's still alive is like fighting for its life.
Absolutely. Yes.
Like,
Um, uh, that was a big highlight. I have three brothers. Oldest graduated high school, and that was super emotional but exciting. And he just like grew into this man overnight. And what else happened? The eclipse was a super cool moment for us here.
yeah, it feels like it was so long ago. I totally forgot about it until you were like, "Oh yeah, the eclipse," and I was like, "Oh my goodness, yeah, it was this year," but it feels like it happened forever ago.
That's what, like, when I was going through, so I went through my pictures to remember what I did this year and what highlights were. And we went down to my neighborhood lake park, and it was just so cool. My neighborhood's super eclectic, and people were down there like howling and jumping in the lake. And it was just a very cool moment. I was with my mom and brothers, and that was great. Did you see it?
Yeah, I was at work and I wish I would have taken off. Tony was here at home and it was total eclipse here at the house, but at work we got it like barely, but everyone was outside. There were like hundreds of us out there with all the glasses and everyone's taking pictures and stuff, so that was fun. But then we went right back into work and had to keep working. We're like, this is lame. We should just go home.
Yeah. I love moments that brings so many people together. Not actually together, but like we're all doing the same thing at the same moment in our own little parts of our own world. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, that is cool. And not gonna lie, I also went back through my camera or through my pictures because I was like, what the hell did I do this year? And I had to go scroll. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that was this year.
Yes. I know. There's cool things like through, what we're going to talk about. what did I watch? I had to like go back in my Netflix scroll, like watch it again.
I know. I feel like I lived a life this year. Any concert or event that I was interested in, I was like, I am buying tickets for it. I don't care. I saw some of my childhood favorites. I went with one of my girlfriends and we saw the Missy Elliott, Sierra, Buster Rhymes tour that was here. Oh my goodness. And it was nothing but millennials as it should be. No teenagers unless they were with their parents. Everyone dancing to the music like right before the concert. Same thing with Usher. We went and saw Usher post Diddy, which we were like, how is this gonna go? Like, I feel like the Diddy news had just broke like a couple weeks before. And then we were like, okay, we're gonna go see Usher. Like, how's this gonna go? And at the end of the concert, everyone just like gave him a standing ovation and kept clapping for like 5 minutes. And he was just like looking around, like smiling at everyone, got like a little teary eyed. I was like, oh, this man, like, I can't imagine everything he's going through. And then we went to see Call Her Daddy together. We went to see Alex Cooper.
Yeah, that was fun.
That
I
was
got to go to that last minute. I was supposed to go to be in Seaside that weekend, but then
great.
hurricane came through and canceled those plans. So I was like, well, that's a bummer, but now we get to go see Little Miss Alex Cooper. And that was fun.
It was so wild. Julie was able to find one ticket right next to the tickets that we bought. Like I told her, I was like, this is the section, this is the row. Try to get as close as you can. And she was like, hold on. I think I literally found a ticket right next to you guys. So
That's
that
why
was so
it
much fun.
was meant to be there.
So meant to be. I know. It sucks you couldn't go on your little vacay, but selfishly, I was happy you were there. And then we also went to see Giggly Squad together. I mean,
You know,
we love them. This is our second time seeing Giggly Squad. We saw them a couple years ago in Dallas. I talked about it before on the pod, but like we were like, let's do front row tickets. Let's get meet and greets. We're doing all the things at Giggly Squad.
yeah.
Yeah, was so much fun. So those are my highlights for me. And then starting this podcast was a big highlight. I had no idea what I was doing when I started it. I was just like, I like to talk. I think this would be a lot of fun. I have opinions that people might be into, and let's see how this goes. So I think we're 4-ish months in, maybe 5. But it's been fun.
Keeping me up on my pop culture updates. And, I love recap podcasts, and you do a really good job at it. And it's really fun listening to you.
Thanks, girl. Well, speaking of pop culture moments, do you want to get into our top pop culture moments from the year?
Do it.
All right. You go first. What do you have for top pop culture moments?
Okay, well, Taylor Swift's gonna take my top for me. Just everything she did this year with Eras Tour was incredible. That I that will go down as one of my biggest regrets in my life, not going to that show. Um, I should have just made that happen. I don't think like when she came to Texas, I don't think I realized the magnitude of the show.
Yeah.
I, and then by the time I was like, "Oh wait, this is like a epic situation that's happening."
Yeah.
Um, the tickets were just so crazy expensive and then like sold out everywhere and just it just wasn't happening. So I was watching on TikTok live with a lot of the rest of the entire world. That's just like the way that this woman, a 30-year-old woman who we've been watching our like majority of our lives, and we grew
Yeah.
up with her. And now the entire world is watching her perform in a way that we've never seen another performer perform before. Like a 3-hour show with how many songs was she playing just nonstop? And then you have basically every single person in there singing pretty much every single word of every single song for 3 hours. I mean, it's, she's done things that are just incredible. Like,
He deserves to bed rot for like 6 months. She deserves to not do anything. She deserves to be waited on hand and foot because, yeah, I mean, I saw same thing, TikTok videos and just her energy the entire show, the costume changes, the theatrics of it. Like every night having to sing those songs over and over and over again, right? Because you're getting a new audience. They're expecting the best of the best and you have to go out and perform like that every night. Oh my goodness. I
every night. I saw compilations of like little like slip ups or whatever, and like there were times a bug flew in her mouth.
was gonna say there were some like where it was like pouring rain and she was just doing it. I was like, oh,
No, she likes it when it rains. It's so cool. And then the way she brought Travis in to the shows, like the day when she had him actually on the stage with her was wild. And the whole like Karma is the guy on the Chiefs. I mean,
you
all
loved it all.
absolutely lost it in that moment. And that was another like in with Taylor Swift, another of my top pop culture moment was Taylor and Travis and just watching that love story unfold. And we literally like got to see it from the beginning with Travis like saying he made her a friendship bracelet, but he wasn't able to get his number to her. And then next thing we know, he's at her show, or well, he already went to the show, but then next thing we know, she's at a football game,
I
and
know.
and it was just, and their love story, and then the Super Bowl, like kissing on the field, and then being mic'd up, I mean, they're the freaking cutest couple of 2024, hands down. Can't wait to watch them get married and have babies, and oh, I love them together.
Not gonna lie, I was like, this is so PR stunted in the beginning. Like, come on. She's on this big tour. He's like a two-time, gonna be three-time Super Bowl champion. It's like, oh my goodness. But it's lasted. It's real. It's a thing. So I love love. Go them. I screw the haters that I once was. But it's so cool for them.
It is. Taylor's never been like this, so that's exciting. And I mean, Travis is so hot. Anyway, yeah, that's definitely my top for the pop culture moments of this year.
Oh, well, speaking of relationships, one of my top pop culture moments was Bennifer 2.0 No More. I know you're not a fan, but I am a fan. I'm a JLo stan. I will be until the day I die. I love her. And I was so hoping for her to like have this second go again with Ben now that they are older and they have kids that are older and like could focus on their relationship with each other and it didn't work. She did an interview earlier this year, I think with Nikki Glazer, and I think it was for Interview Magazine, and she was like, I have realized that I'm a love addict. She's like, I have to take a break from just finding love from somebody else. Like she keeps putting herself in these relationships thinking that it's going to fulfill her or like make her like help fix trauma and all these things. And now she's finally realized like, I need to pump the brakes on any relationship right now and just like enjoy me and my time, which I think is such a good lesson for everyone. Like, don't rush it. You could be a super duper bajillionaire and if you're just like not ready for the relationship, it's not going to work out.
Yeah, I kind of felt like with them that was kind of like a paparazzi
PR.
PR station. It just seemed, I don't know, odd to me. I don't not like J Lo. I used to love her back in the day. She had some hit songs. I'm just not like a huge J Lo fan, and so that's why I just kind of was like meh about it. And then I don't know. It was like every picture we saw of them together, he looked miserable, and I doesn't like being in the, limelight, and like she does, and that was part of the issue we hear of why they broke up. I just don't understand, why did they have to get remarried again and so quickly? That
Yeah.
was me. I just don't think it was necessary, but I also kind of think she just kind of wanted the show of it all.
Yeah, I think coming after that Marry Me movie that she did, right? And then it was like on this whirlwind of like weddings and love and all these things. Yeah, I think the wedding was definitely fast, but
Totally forgot about that Marry Me movie. I didn't even watch it because I cannot see her and Owen Wilson together. So I was like, I'm not even watching this.
he's just like a small town guy and she's a big city girl.
So they don't together.
No, yeah, that was a weird matchup.
Yeah. Which is something that we'll talk about later in our favorite shows. But there was another top show that there was a couple actually there's two. We'll talk about it.
Okay, one of my other the child actor documentaries we got this year, the one from Demi Lovato, Child Stars, and then the one about Nickelodeon. Did you watch any of those?
I didn't. I heard like things on TikToks.
It's just wild because like we grew up in the 90s, early 2000s watching these shows, and just to think about the level of like abuse that was going on behind the scenes, the parents were like trusting these people on set, right? Like, okay, you're hiring my child for a job. Sure, there's like precautions in place for things to be okay. And even for parents who were on set, like they're there, but they still don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I remember in the Nickelodeon one of the moms, she started to realize stuff was going on and she got her kid out of there pretty quickly. But the Demi Lovato one was really interesting because she had like Drew Barrymore on it, who was has literally been in this business since she was like 9 months old, which is crazy. Um,
Wow.
and they just talked about like the pressures of performing, but also then thrust it into being a role model for kids when they were like still kids and trying to figure themselves out. And then like especially with all the Disney Channel stars, especially like once they realized they could make money off of them, like all the Jojo Siwa stuff, they just branded these kids into like these big household names and they like weren't ready for that. Demi and Drew are both talking about their drug and alcohol abuse that they or like issues that they had, and their reasoning was like, well, if I'm working like an adult, I'm gonna do adult things. If I'm the one bringing in millions of dollars as a 15-year-old, I'm the breadwinner for my family at this young age. You can't tell me what to do, like you rely on me.
Yeah.
So those were, I feel like this year was like a little more eye opening of like, oh my goodness, Hollywood is. I mean, we know it's not great, but ugh.
No, it was a rough year in Hollywood, and I think is only going to go down from here. We'll see.
One of my other top pop culture moments was just all the Diddy stuff, and I like haven't been wanting to talk about it because it's just so sad and disgusting and disappointing. But just the fact that this man was in the entertainment industry for years and all of these things were going on, but he was so rich and so protected, either protected by everyone or had enough to like blackmail people to get away with things.
No,
Wild.
but that's yeah. He's been around since the 90s. Like, Biggie and Tupac, and I used to love P Diddy. And then now, now this is coming out, and you think about all of his name changes that he's had.
Yeah. Remember when he wanted everyone to call him Love, right? Or like,
I don't even remember that.
he had a thing. He was like, I'm rebranding myself to Love, or like Papa Love, or it was something weird, and people were like, "No, we're good." But I mean, he produced or like was involved with like almost every single hit in like rap hip hop hit in like the 90s,
Yeah.
2000s that like we were blasting on our little stereos in our rooms as kids. It's wild, it's really sad. I saw Us Weekly did a like cover story and it was how Diddy's handling being in prison in Christmas and all the comments were like, "Nah. This isn't it Us Weekly. Like you can report on anything else, but yeah, we don't give a shit of
Oh,
how Diddy is feeling in prison."
how are those all the victims feeling? That's what we care about.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, do you have any more top pop culture moments?
Um, well, with the Call Her Daddy tour, I feel like we experienced a top pop culture moment in real life. That trippiest thing ever. Kristen Cavallari comes out as the guest, and as millennials growing up with Laguna Beach, like we've loved her our entire lives. You either love her or hate her, but even if you hate her, you love her.
Yes.
And it's just, uh, yeah, I can't believe that we saw her in real life. I'm sorry, all of her like quotes are coming back. Like Steven, Dunzo. Oh, so good. But then, yeah, she's just sitting there talking, and then she's like, how does she even say it?
Well, because Alex was like, okay, welcome, Kristen. I had a bunch of questions for you about your boyfriend, Mark, but sounds like we can't get to those. And the whole audience was like,
Yeah, because like they had been talking backstage before, and Chris some kind of comment like in like hinting like she was single, and so Alex was like, so, and Kristen's like, my publicist is backstage. She's probably about to kill me, but I'm single. And just the entire room erupts. Wild.
well, also, her and Mark had just done a podcast together like a week or two before, talking about their relationship, and he wanted kids and all these things. And I mean, Kristen did say one, she's never been broken up with. She always does the breaking up. And then two, she was like, I realize he wants kids. Like he wants to do all this family stuff that I've already done. And like it wouldn't be fair to for me to be like, maybe I'll have one with you and then string him along and then it not be the thing. So she said it was amicable, but
Yeah. Okay, and then we get the TikTok of him and Liv. Did you see that?
yes. Oh my goodness. They were like all on each other, which I mean, like they would make a really cute couple, but
That was a lot. Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment to like witness like worldwide groundbreaking news in real life
yeah.
before the web. Crazy.
It was so cool. I know. And she was like, and nobody say anything until like Tuesday. The show was on a Friday. And she was like, don't anyone say anything until Tuesday. It's going to be on my podcast. The one of the friends we were with recorded it, put it on TikTok, and got like 300,000 views in like a couple hours. Like it was wild. It was out everywhere by the time we got out of the show. Okay, I have one more pop culture moment, and it's just the resurgence of pop princesses. I feel like Chapel Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, Addison, Tate, like they're all coming out with all this music. Charlie XCX, I almost forgot about her, but like it's bringing me back to, I mean, they'll never be like our Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera's of the early 2000s, but it's fun to like have pop music and see these like same thing like with Taylor Swift, right? Like just so many female artists now coming out this year gave us amazing songs over the summer, and like Sabrina Carpenter got a Netflix Christmas special. Chapel's all over the place. So
The girls are here.
The girls are here. They're here to stay in 2025. Watch out.
Yes.
Alrighty, do you want to go into like some things that you watched this year?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well,
Talk to me. What were some of your favorite things that you watched?
let me see. Um, so I mean, I think the whole world was watching Love Island USA together, and it that was just like a whole phenomenon. Love Island USA had their record breaking numbers. It's usually about UK, right?
Yeah,
I watch dating shows, so I had never watched Love Island before. And but I mean, obviously we had to watch it for Ariana.
100%. I think a lot of the world was like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna continue to follow Ariana Madix and see whatever she's doing.
So, and she got us there, and then the cast, they kept us there because that was wild. Just the amount of episodes that we get, and then the fact that it's like basically real time. Like every episode that we're getting is like 2 to 3 days post filming. That's wild. I mean, I feel like there's no other shows like that. And then just constant content and people getting eliminated and like new relationships happening every other day.
Oh, the messiness of it. Yeah, same. I'd never watched Love Island. The only thing I really knew was Bergie, who was on season 5, was on Traitors season 2, and I was like, who is this guy? He is so adorable. But what's Love Island? And then we binged it over 4th of July weekend. And then every episode, like, we were texting, like, oh my goodness, what's going on? But the messiness, the testing, the cameras everywhere,
Yeah.
outfits. Oh my goodness. I was like, everyone packed like gorgeous things. Everyone always looked good.
Well,
Um,
outfits were insane.
Outfits were insane.
Played. Like every single look Ariana came out in was like, oh my gosh.
I love also the amount of avocado toast they all ate.
Constantly, constantly. We've already touched on our bad memories. So to recap everything, I watched like little trailers and like cat videos, and I saw Kendall and Hannah making out, and when he came up with all the makeup all over his face.
I mean, that was great. It's like, girly, setting spray. Use the setting spray. Also, love that like the PPG girls are still in their relationships. Like,
Yeah,
it's what like that's what they go on this show to do. And yes, they got famous. Yes, a lot of them are like have all these sponsorships now, but like they found love.
they did. And I feel like at this point, there's so many eyes on them. Like, I think we would know if it was fake. I feel the FBI girlies out on the streets would have caught someone, talking to someone else or slipping up or something if anyone was doing that. And so I think they're legit all happily together, and that's awesome.
I know, I love it. I saw a post Miguel posted on Instagram, but Talia being like, I know I can't be with you this Christmas, but I love you, wifey, and all these things. And he was like, yeah, like when I date to find my person. Like I found my person. I am gonna call her my wifey, which I never saw Miguel being.
Oh. Well, when letter to her at the end of the oh my god. Okay, we already knew Miguel was hot and sweet. I think we all fell in love with him, but that moment was like, oh wow, we just saw a whole nother side to Miguel, and like,
Men take note.
yeah, for sure, literally.
Literally take notes of what you wrote.
Yes. A
Oh,
couple of my other favorite moments from that show. Rob crying after the Leah like breakup, and how he like went and laid down at first and then getting in the pool and thinking he was like hiding from the camera and no one could see him, but we could all see him. Oh my, incredible.
That was so funny. Yeah, Rob and the overalls. I mean,
The overalls. Okay, the overalls. And then we have Leah's incredible quote. Now you're sending three home, and then you're still here, bitch, in your overalls. Now what?
I need that on the bumper sticker. I need that on the shirt. I need that or something.
Totally. Totally. Love Island was great. And I watched, so after that I watched Love Island UK the season with Molly May and Tommy, 5 or 6, and that was a great season. But like before they even got together in the show, their relationship ending dropped for the entire world to find out about. And so I found out that they had gotten together in the show and stayed together all these years, but then broke up before I even found out that they got together in the show. That was heartbreaking because they were really cute together.
Yeah,
And
I never saw that season, but I've seen clips and then just the internet being like, "Oh my goodness, the two people that we thought were endgame
yeah,
aren't."
no, they were adorable together. But, these men.
These men. Take note.
What other shows did you love and watch?
Okay, I loved, and I've talked about on here, I love Shrinking. It's on Apple TV. It's my therapy. Harrison Ford, fantastic. Jason Segel, I love them all. Bad Sisters, also out on Apple TV. Obsessed. Disclaimer, which also happens to be on Apple. It's a limited series. It's with Kate Blanchett, but the way that the story was told, so it's about like an assault that happens, and the story is told like in one way, and then you find out what actually happened at the end, and you're like, oh, it was told really well of like, we're going to blame this one person for what they did, but in reality it was a totally different thing that happened, and I loved it. It was just really good drama. Inside Out 2, did you ever see it?
No.
Oh, it's like teenage emotions. Now Riley is in middle school, or no, she's going to high school. So it's all the friend drama, group drama, all these extra feelings that are coming in that you're like a teenager now. And it was so good. Baby Reindeer, fantastic on Netflix. Just the fact that it's a true story about that guy's stalker and then abuse that happened to him too. Like, what a raw story for him to put out. Griselda with Vergara, just amazing. She played that role so good. This like drug kingpin boss bitch, obsessed. Traders, I mean, Traders season 2,
That was good.
so good. Phaedra was the absolute star, of course. Like, how can a housewife not be the absolute star of that show? But her like, not my burgerlicious, and her oh Lord, sweet baby Jesus, not Ekin Sue. I freaking loved that. Um, Chimp Crazy. Did you ever watch that on HBO?
No.
Okay, it's a lot. Like, you love animals, so you probably shouldn't watch it. Like, you love animals. Just this lady thinking that she could raise chimps. And you're
Yeah.
like, no, they are like, no, they're animals that are meant to like not be there. And then Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. We're getting so many Mormon reality shows, which I feel like, doesn't that go against everything they believe in? Why would they want to be like in pop culture stuff? But I loved Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It takes a couple episodes to get into. They're coming back for season 2 next spring, and I can't freaking wait.
That one was kind of hard for me to get into. I don't know why, and I still haven't even finished the full season yet. I think I have a couple left to go. That one just kind of got put on the back burner.
I know there was so much to watch. Like, it's so hard to keep up with every single show.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I think we had this one both on our list. Nobody wants this. Like,
Ugh.
what? A healthy, available man who shares his feelings and has boundaries?
Adam Brody, ugh, he's just so hot. We have loved him again pretty much our whole lives since the OC, since he was Seth Cohen. And I mean, yeah, his character and like role, it was. I mean, everyone loved him, right? And
Yeah.
like who he was, it was beautiful. That was what I was gonna say as one of the couples that I was just like meh about. Um, I just did not see them together.
Mhm.
I Part of my problem is like he is Seth Cohen
Yeah.
and Seth Cohen's a teenager
Mhm.
and Kristen Bell's not a teenager. And so I was like, wait, she's too old for him. But then I looked it up and they're actually the exact same age. I think they're like 43 or something. I hope that's right. I hope I didn't age them.
They're 75, just really good skincare.
Um, but so that was only that just like they did have chemistry, but I didn't love it. I
Yeah,
still love the show. Um, my best friend's Jewish, so I loved like the pull of the Jewish culture into it. I think it was great to have like a positive view of Jewish culture right now.
absolutely.
Part of it, like the mom and like she's a shiksa and just all of it so good. The brother and the sister dynamic was incredible. They did a great job with that, and I cannot wait for season two.
Yeah, I think I think it was great. I think it's a good show of like adult relationships, right? Like
Yeah,
character had been dating and just doing all kinds of stuff and like going for all the wrong guys. And then like just like a meet cute, like it just happens. Like all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, well maybe this might be something. Like I would never run into you in like real life or like we wouldn't be in the same friend circles, right? But like now here you are. I'm like, what's
yeah.
happening?
It's cute too. Like, so I've already rewatched it a second time. I love it. But like their meet cute was her, thinking that other guy with the big beard was the rabbi and she's all talking crap on the rabbi with her big fur coat
That fur coat, I loved that fur coat. I need one.
talking. And he's like, well, I'm a rabbi. Rabbi's a hot rabbi. Ugh, so good. The kiss scene.
The kiss. The world's best kiss. I think that's what they were calling it in the script.
He said, hand me your ice. Put your bag down. Oh my God.
You're like,
Just,
what else do I do? What else?
I need a kiss like that. A good first kiss.
Oh no. Yeah, I mean it's just because it's like you're nervous and then there's like this flirty like tension that you can feel and nothing better than a first kiss.
Oh, so good. So we love to go together. Okay, have you watched? I have a couple dramas also, but before my dramas, have you watched the Paris and Nicole, the encore?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I've only watched like the first episode, but I loved it so much. I'm so happy they're back. It's cute.
It was so cute to see them together. I love that they have been friends since they were literally 2 years old.
That's wild.
It's wild. And they were on Call Her Daddy and they've been doing some other podcasts like promotions and stuff. And they were like, yeah, there was a time like when we were filming The Simple Life where we didn't speak for like a little bit. I can't remember if it was during or if it was after. It might have been after, I can't remember. But they're like, yeah, like the media pit us against each other, right? We were on this hit reality show. We've known each other for years. Then they pit us against each other. They're like, and then we stopped kind of hanging out for a little bit. And they're like, but like now they're older, they're both moms. Like they priorities are totally different and how fun that they were able to come back for their 20th anniversary.
So cool. I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, it's funny. We watched it last weekend, a couple weekends ago. And yeah, them pulling off their opera was really funny. Just wait until you see the little girl that they have to play Paris. She's like a mini Paris. She looks, walks like her, acts like her, has like her little princess swag.
Cute. I can't wait. I'll watch some more tonight.
Do it. Okay, what else you got?
Okay, so just a couple of like suspenseful dramas. Um, did you watch Apple Never Falls on Peacock?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I know I forgot about a bunch, and this is when I went through, like, what did I watch this year? That was a good, like, family drama. It leaves you, I like ones that you're trying to figure out, like, what happened the entire time, and
Mhm.
you think you figure it out. You're like, nope, that's not what happened. And you really can't figure it out until the end.
Yeah.
I like that. Um, let's see. The Perfect Couple. That's
Oh, yes.
putting on a charade. Did not see that coming. Love Nicole Kidman, obviously. Dakota Fanning did a great job. And yeah, that one full of twists and turns, and didn't see that ending coming until we saw it.
Yeah, no, that was good. I love that Liev Schreiber was just like this stoner guy. He was just like smoking on the beach in his nice beach house. I was like, I want that life.
Me too. The Gentleman, Theo James,
Yo, James, another hottie.
so hot. And then like A Weed Empire, what a dream, minus the like mobsters and everything.
Yes, we liked everything else from it.
But I was like, this show's so violent. Like I usually don't like shows that violent, but he was so hot. He made up for it.
That was such a good show. Thank you for reminding me.
Did you watch Bad Monkey with
Yeah, with Vince Vaughn.
Vaughn?
Yes.
I kind of think he's hot.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, like he's been around for so long.
Yeah.
I think we've just liked him in every phase. Like we liked him in Wedding Crashers phase.
Yeah. He's like a big teddy bear. I watched a ton of other shows, but that's all I have for today. We didn't talk about any movies, and I know we have one in common. It Ends With Us.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. Oh my goodness, what a disaster.
So I read the book also.
Yes.
So, and I usually always tend to like the book more than the movie, and I always feel kind of let down by the movie. Did you read and watch Where the Crawdads Sing?
Yes. And yeah, I was kind of like, oh, it's just hard because when you're reading it, you picture it how you think it's going to go. Like you build the characters in your mind of how they should look, and then when someone else is doing it, you're like, well, I don't know if that's how I really pictured them, you know?
And I think that's like a number one reason I struggled with what It Ends With Us, because Blake Lively is so in my head. She's Serena van der Woodsen, like
100%.
hard for me to see her in other roles. I also really do see her in like Serena van der Woodsen, obviously, and then A Simple Favor. Like when I her, those where I go first. So then her being in It Ends With Us, just I think the subject of it, I think we needed a different actress. She was great. She's a great actress. I think, maybe personally, and you reading the book, I think you kind of agree. Like, I think a different actress, it would have hit a little bit different.
So much that came out when casting was announced, and they were like, Blake Lively, that's just not who we would picture her to be. I mean, yeah, she's a great actress. She did good. Really sucks all the drama that's going on with it, though. I mean, it was happening at the beginning when it was premiering, and now we kind of know how all of that was orchestrated now. It really sucks. I was a Justin Baldoni fan. I liked him in Jane the Virgin. I thought
Yeah.
that was a great show. And then he has his podcast talking about like male insecurities and all these things. It was very like female forward podcast. I think it was called Man Enough. And he just seemed like like an like an okay guy. Had faults, had issues for sure, and was vocal about him, but like I don't know, it's just hard because it just sounds like the set was kind of a nightmare.
Yeah. I didn't watch Jane the Virgin,
Mhm.
and I didn't really know of him. I did not like his vibes from the get go. Like, he just, I don't know, gives me weird vibes. And then, yeah, we knew about all of the press tour drama. They never, were seen together. And everyone was going against her in the beginning. And I just felt like that was wrong. We didn't really know what was going on,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I like her. I know that we have heard from some of the other people that she's worked with that she's not the easiest or nicest or whatever. But something definitely did feel off between the two of them. And then now we know all of this is pretty wild. And then, like, what about a second, you know, the second book? What, it starts with
It
us?
starts with us, yeah.
And I think that I heard that he was buying the rights to it or something, but like she's never gonna film with him again. So how's that going to work?
Yeah, I don't think, and it's just crazy because like Colleen had come to Justin to produce it years ago. So they had been working on it for a while. So I feel like him being excited to produce this huge movie, then also being the lead actor playing the super asshole abuser guy, being like in character for that and trying to produce, trying to like get the most like raw experience, I think, out of everyone
Yeah.
turned into just like something major. And like it just sucks because right, also just crazy how much PR teams do behind the scenes,
Mm,
like how much they're putting out to these publications, feeding information. I think there was like one snippet of text messages that I saw that they were like, all we need to do is plant a couple things here and there, and then like the internet's gonna take it over. Like it's gonna blow up and the internet's gonna do its thing. So like don't worry. And it was like and it's so true. It happened. So many people, I don't think Blake did herself any favors of when doing the press trying to make it like a this is a fun movie to go watch with your girls and flowers stuff, and I'm promoting my hair product. And then Justin was talking about domestic violence victims and organizations that you can support. I would have loved it if she had gone that route too,
yes, I do agree with that. Yeah.
but it still shouldn't be toxic. But what a way for them to end the year. All right, anything else that you watched you want to talk about?
We have Lindsay Lohan's resurgence. Been awesome. Her movies and like what she did, just incredible.
She looks fantastic. And again, we grew up with Lindsay Lohan. I don't know how many times I watched The Parent Trap growing up. She's doing so good. She has a kid. She's married. She's sober. Like, she's just,
Looks great. She's done like three movies. She did The Irish Wish, Our Little Secret, and Falling for Christmas. I just watched Our Little Secret like a couple of days ago. It was cute.
yeah, it was cute. I liked that guy too. All I know him is Ezra from Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, and two, I should have looked it up. Yes, Ezra. Maybe that was just it that I was, yeah. It's so frustrating when actors, when you know them as that role, and it's hard to see them in
Yeah.
others.
Like, Mr. Fitz, what are you doing here? And then Freaky Friday 2's coming out next year. So we have that to look forward to. Yeah, the resurgence of Lindsay Lohan has been amazing this year. I've loved it.
That
Let's get into what we know, what we love, what we're obsessed with. We're going to end this pop culture recap with our favorite Bravo moments from the year. Honestly, it could be its own episode. Yeah, we could talk about this forever, but we were really good and we narrowed it down. So, Julia, start us off. What were some of your favorite Bravo moments from the year?
okay. This was something I could not believe happened in 2024 because I feel like it was a whole lifetime ago. But receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything. How was that this year? Um, I think maybe it's because we already have an SLC where we watch it or we're watching now a new season. But yeah, that season was just groundbreaking.
That's wild. Yes, I was like, I could not believe that was earlier this year. And Bravo's already given us another iconic Salt Lake City Housewives season.
Season is probably one of my favorites too. This season is killing it. Mary being back, Mary, she her son's situation that's very heavy. I love how everyone is supporting her in that.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to MJ on. I always hate admitting I listen to Sheena's podcast, and she had on MJ and someone else. I'm so sorry, I can't remember who it was. But MJ said that she saw Mary at Kathy's Christmas party, and she went and told Mary, how like she thanked her for sharing that information news with her son and her experience and everything, and told her like this was one of the biggest moments in Bravo. And hearing Bravo celebs say that
Mm-hmm.
is great. I think, for Mary, and shuts the haters up, because I know that a lot of people did not like that being shared, but yeah, it was heavy. But and then aside from her heavy, good God, she's funny. She's so funny. She's so raw, and she's from a whole different planet. We're left being like, what is she saying and doing? And but the bat mitzvah scene with her looking into the window.
That bat mitzvah episode is going to go down as one of the best Housewives episodes ever. It is up there with Teresa's table flip. It's up there with like,
Your high body count hair.
oh my goodness, it's just iconic. It's
Mother. Oh
and
my God. So
Versace with her nipple hanging out. Okay, but yes, that receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots. The fact that it was not only on Jeopardy,
no,
was in a congressional hearing this year. Politicians are quoting this. Granted, it was a Democrat from California, which I feel like that's the only group that is going to be quoting Real Housewives in Congress, but wow. I mean, just an iconic line. I'm over it. I'm good never hearing it again. Okay, what else you got?
so that's SLC. And then OC, I love OC. This season, like, I'm so good on Tamra. I'm so good and done with her. She's too, like, calculated. It's so obvious how calculated she is. Like, I just want it to be raw and natural. Alexis Bellino.
Thank God she is not coming back next season. I saw all online. It was like, yay! Not only do we not have Alexis again, we don't have John.
Day.
Ugh.
Oh my
He
God.
will no longer be on our screens unless he leaves Alexis and hops over to another housewife to stay on the show. Like,
No, I can't. Remember, she was like, Fun Time Lexi and Johnny J, just trying to like reinvent themselves, and just, oh my God, it was so bad.
just
Um,
trash. I really hope Bravo doesn't give her like a wedding spinoff.
oh no, they'll never. Oh my God. No, they would lose money doing that because no one will watch it.
100%. That would be so bad. Heather, Tamara, Shannon, Gina, and Emily just all hung out together and posted about it. And Tamara's in the middle hugging Shannon.
Yeah.
But Shannon isn't hugging her back. I like looked, I like zoomed in the picture, and Shannon's arms are just like down to her side. And it's just like, I know filming resumes in January. I don't know. I think Tamara's just a shitty friend, and the way she went at Shannon was totally uncalled for and disgusting. She thought she was doing something. She thought she was going to make this memorable crusader moment of like, I'm going to hold Shannon accountable and take her down. And it's like, you're not the moral compass of this show, Tamara.
It was the last one.
Even though she got baptized for TV, you are the furthest away from being the moral compass for these ladies.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. I remember texting you throughout it, and just there would be moments like I was ahead of you watching, you hadn't watched yet, and I was like, oh my God, this scene, like, Tam's so horrible.
Also, Tamra's CO2 laser treatment and blue chemical peel thing, that didn't even make her look that much different. I don't think, in my opinion. My
Yeah.
skin's busted. I got ring lights all around here, so it looks okay on camera. But thoughts on Tamra just like shedding her skin?
I mean, I do think she looks great. Uh, There's not a wrinkle on that face. And how old is she?
True, true. 72. No, let me see how old she is.
I think
Everyone to me is 72. She's 57.
I was gonna say, I think she's pushing 60. So 57, I mean,
Okay, I take everything back.
yeah, like, I think it was crazy how she shared it with us, the process, because she's
Absolutely disgusting.
wild. Um, I love that she did share it, but I mean, she not only did a peel and CO2 and everything, she did a facelift too. So like, it's like,
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Like staples all over.
uh,
Like,
yeah. I mean, she looks great. She looks, 40 something,
yeah.
but is 130 in her heart and it's black. So
She's rotting inside, but looks fantastic outside, and that's what matters most on Bravo.
exactly. But
Yeah, Orange County, I think it had the highest viewership in this season because it was just so chaotic and horrible. We also hope that Shannon is doing fantastic and amazing because she deserves it.
yeah, I'm pretty over everyone else on the cast, to be honest. I kind of struggled with OC this season. I don't know. It was just like so much nastiness from everyone.
It was. It was a lot. I feel like Emily flip flopped a lot of
Yeah.
like being on Heather's side with stuff against Shannon, but then would like randomly stick up for Shannon and then would go back to like giving Shannon shit. And it's like, no, you don't have to be. Well, like, you can be a ride or die friend, but you can still question the person and still want them to make changes for themselves. Like, you can do it in a right way. You don't
Yeah.
have to be on them. I like Gina. She doesn't bother me. She's just like there.
Yeah. I mean, she makes me laugh with her looks, and
Oh my goodness, she does give some memorable.
yeah. Yeah. She definitely much, but and then poor Katie. I feel like Katie just got shit on.
100%. I bet they were like, hey, like producers, right? Like, if you want to stay, make sure you like leave your mark on the show. So she's like, okay, I'm just going to come for fancy pants and we'll see what happens. And I think Heather needs more of that. I would love more people to go against Heather. Like, bring her down a couple notches, right? But, just not maybe your first episode on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what they bring us next season.
Yeah, it should be filming soon, so that'll be fun to see.
Yes.
Okay, I want to talk just a tiny bit about New Jersey, and then we're going to get into our favorite Bravo show. I'm sure you guys can guess what it is, but I was a New Jersey fan. I've said it on the podcast before and I'll say it again. Nothing is better than the old school housewife seasons before they were famous, before they had fan bases, before they were like making real money off of these shows. Some of the best TV was our older housewives. So, same thing with New Jersey. It's definitely had a rocky last like 4 or 5 years. Just the downfall of it this season, them not even being able to film together, the explosive fight at Rail's Steakhouse, which gave us that iconic scene of Dolores just sitting in this black lace getup with a super cute updo, just being like, what the hell just happened?
Mhm.
I saw Dolores, she just did an article, and she was like, I am so disappointed in this cast because they can't get their shit together. Like, they can't put their differences aside to film. and they're all losing money, right? Like that shows probably their main income or a big part of their income. And
Yeah.
now that they can't film together, they're in jeopardy of losing their jobs. It's crazy.
I was gonna say, I mean, look at what happened to VPR.
Oh, and let's get into that. What a good segue, Julia. You're such a
And
natural.
that's what we call, what do they call it? A transition, not a transition, but
A segue, right? I think that's what it is. Okay. Do we want to talk about the Valley real quick, and then we end with Vanderpump?
a,
Okay. The Valley. What were your thoughts? It premiered back in March, which also is. Oh no, hold on. We wanted to talk about Summer House, right? Okay, hold on. Let's go back real quick before we get into Vanderpump. Like, Julie and I just love Bravo forever. So there's like so much in our heads we want to talk about. We want to quickly talk about Summer House and then we'll get into the Valley Vanderpump of it all.
Summer House had like quite the season. It was season 8. We had Carl and Lindsay. The trailer started with Carl and Lindsay's like breakup.
Yeah.
Knew that going in. Also, we knew they had broken up before the season came out, right?
Yes, because I remember like the interviews that the cast was doing before, and interviewers were like, "Were you guys surprised that Carl and Lindsay broke up?" And all of them were like, "No." Like,
Right.
just
Why?
wait until you see the season, and then you will understand. And I remember we were like, "What? There's like no way." And then it filmed, and we were like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. So we just watched them fighting all season. You know, we watched Lindsay accusing Carl of like being intoxicated or doing whatever. But they're having their fights not on camera. Um, yeah, we get West and
Sierra.
then well, yeah, and we get West and Sierra, and then
Yeah,
West completely lets down the entire nation. You know, we all think he's a good boy, cutie, and then of course turns out to be another just little fuck boy who got his claim to fame and then was done with Sierra. But like, when the hell is he ever gonna get anyone as good as Sierra again? So
never. We were bamboozled by West Wilson, and we'll never trust another first season Bravo man like that again.
no. And Jesse Solomon and his song, and then his. I mean, we our page girlies all day, every day, and that flirting with Paige. And what does he say? Good for you. Oh, really? Good for me. Good for you.
Yeah, she's like, okay, what's happening?
I don't think so. Um, yeah, and then I just think like so back to the whole like Lindsay and Carl of it all. Um, you know, they're fighting all season, but also Lindsay's in Delulu world and she's like, you know, talking about planning their wedding and then like, yeah, I could be pregnant next summer. And then they break up. And then we have all the girls coming together to talk with Lindsay and we have Paige saying like, you never know what's going to happen. You could be pregnant next summer. And then what did we get? We're about to get a Summer House season 9 with a pregnant Lindsay.
Paige is just a witch. I mean, the way that right, like that's something you might say to your girlfriend who is going through something like that. Like, girl, just wait. You don't know what your life is going to look like next year. And then it literally happened.
Happened.
Yeah, also just Carl like not getting an actual job and then finding out that they paid like 20 or $30,000, remember, to get him a life coach to like figure out what he wanted to do. And
Yeah.
that's all Lindsay wanted. Like, she wanted a family, but wants a provider to take care of the family too, like to
Right.
help out. And then him just being like, well, I don't know what I want to do. So you're like,
Well, he was a little Peter Pan boy,
yes,
so
another Bravo man child. But that's what we get on these types of shows, right? Like, we see it on Southern Charm. We're gonna see it on Southern Hospitality.
yeah. Which we've gotten a new Southern charm. So far, good.
So far, so good. It's wild that JT just up and quit. before the reunion. He's just like, peace out, I'm done.
Yeah, that whole thing will be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, for sure. I think they were like, hey, we're not gonna invite you back next year. Just like finish out the reunion maybe, and then he was just like, screw you guys. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking happened.
Something happened, like between him and the cast.
Yeah.
I think like some type of big blow up happens or something. I don't know. It'll be very interesting because we already like I'm pretty sure Craig made up that he called Patricia a bitch.
100% Craig. And he was even on Watch What Happens Live last week, and Craig was like, I've never lied on this show. And Andy and the guest looks at him and is like, and he's like, no, I swear, like, I've never lied. And you're just like,
Oh,
Craig, we are rooting for you. We love your glow up. I'm a fan of your glow up. But honey,
I mean, also him being with Paige, like we're rooting for him on a whole nother level because he's with Paige, and like we don't want him to be a liar, at all. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that turns out.
yeah, last season of Summer House was so good. It's hard for like a back to back season to be as great.
Yeah,
But I think a pregnant, sober Lindsay is going to be interesting to see in the house.
totally. We've absolutely never seen it before.
No.
It'll be cool. Yeah, and we have new people. We have our Pagey girl.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I just don't want an over the Kyle and Amanda of it all. Amanda, you're miserable. Get out.
It's like one of my most favorite shows on Bravo, and like
Yeah.
Kyle reminds me of my ex a little bit, and it gets a little bit triggering for me. And so, like, I love to go back and rewatch old seasons. Like, right now, I'm watching old Vanderpump.
Oh, so good.
I'm finding myself not able to watch old Summer House, and that makes me so sad. I'll have to get over it one of these days, but
Exactly. It's too soon. Maybe next year you'll be able to watch it, but right now you're in it.
I'm triggering. And yeah, I'm just like, Amanda, get out. Like, just go be happy.
Go be happy with like a regular finance bro, Joe Schmo, who like wants to settle down, or like a farmer. I don't know. Like, go be just normal.
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll see. We will see how it all goes. Let's talk about our favorite show.
Okay, let's get into the people that we grew up in adulthood with, honestly.
Yeah. Like age range, like within, I don't know, other than Old Man Jax. We're all kind of like within 5 years of them, I think.
Yeah, I feel like what Vanderpump started like 2011, so we were 21. They were, yeah, in their like early 20s, some late 20s. Jack's obviously like 47, so
Yeah.
not relating to Jax as much, but everyone else, as far as going through like big life moments and figuring out what you want to do and like working shitty jobs and oh,
Yeah.
it's so good. Okay, so we had the Valley premiere in March, which brought us back Kristen Doty and
Yeah.
Dax Taylor and his then wife Brittany. Yeah, what were your thoughts on the Valley?
I was wary about it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Um, I'm kind of like a no new friends kind of a girl. So how I feel about this. But I think they did a good job. I hated seeing Jax back on the TV. Like I said, I'm rewatching old Vanderpump right now. I started, I think, on like 4 or 5 when Brittany came into the picture.
Those are prime seasons.
I know. So good. But so we're seeing like Brittany come in and poor little like innocent Brittany and then and the beginnings of like whispers about how bad Jax is and then the whole cheating with Faith and that just oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just crazy. And and then like Kristen and I mean man, old school VPR just cannot be touched.
The
But
evolution of Kristen is wild, and I think with all the stuff coming out about James Kennedy, okay, now we absolutely have seen the real Sandoval in his truest form. So like everything that Kristen went through with Sandoval, she's redeemed. She wasn't great either. She cheated too, but he's a piece of crap. And then seeing how what she was going through with James behind the scenes, allegedly, right? Now to see her on this show and now her being engaged and pregnant, I love all of this for her because she has lived such a hard life. Like it was so hard for her on Vanderpump.
yeah, she, she's a trip. Yeah. It's been a crazy evolution for all of them. And so yeah, so we've got her back and then we've got the whole Jackson Brittany and everyone from the beginning with Jackson Brittany has just been yelling at Brittany like get out and cheats and then we think finally she's gonna get away, but then his dad dies and she goes back to him and just man, the way she was kind of roped back into it, I
Yeah.
feel so
And
but
then seeing like nothing changed,
yes, exactly.
right? Like
Yeah.
he was still talking to her.
And yeah, still talking to her is so nasty. He's literally like, I have been saying, like, if they were to cast someone to play the role of the devil, Jax Taylor would be the best person. Like, he literally looks like the devil, his face.
His cheekbones are very devilish.
Yeah, picture the devil to be in a movie. So, yay, we're so happy she's free from him. And yeah, very excited for this new season of The Valley. I think this season's going to be good. We have like so many single people. The girls are like ready to play.
Yeah, we're gonna see the fallout of Jackson Brittany's divorce and separation, all that stuff. Then we're gonna get Jesse and Michelle, which Jesse is like Jax also, but not. I feel like Jesse's reserved a little bit more than Jax is.
Yeah.
Still seems like the same kind of guy, but Jax just literally will put it all out there. We're gonna see the Kristen and Luke getting engaged and pregnant, and then did you see that Nia and Danny are expecting their fourth child?
Yeah. So what? Four under four? I
Oh,
mean,
I saw that people were like, Danny is not going to be shutting up about 400. That sounds like a nightmare.
no.
I also really hope that they've gotten a new house or in the process of getting a new house because they were busting at the seams in that apartment already. I mean, bless them. Bless her. She was like just going through postpartum depression.
Yeah, he needs to go get his
Snip, snip.
yeah. Snip snip.
Snip, snip. Or like, don't touch me.
Yeah, that needs to be that. Hopefully they'll be done. Or they'll keep going to each their own, but
I know. So yeah, the Valley, it's gonna be good. I'm manifesting a good sophomore season for them.
oh, also, so like okay, so that and DPR go hand in hand. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Lala and Sheena.
Yeah.
Try-
And Schwartz, right? Aren't there reports of like him also doing some cameos?
Well, we have already seen him doing a cameo in Summer House was on the preview.
I love how the girls in bed, Paige, Sierra, and Amanda, he was having like this heartfelt moment of enjoy this time together because like you might not know when it's gonna be gone. Like I don't have this anymore. And they were just like, dude.
He's so dramatic.
Yeah. They're like, can you just shut up and leave us alone?
Yeah, they laugh at him. Yeah, good. I mean, I really love Summer House.
All right, should we talk about the saddest thing that happened to us this year? Well, maybe it might have been a blessing in disguise because Vanderpump had kind of gone downhill prior to Scandival. It was having a rough time, like giving us something new or giving new drama because everyone was just like kind of adults doing their own thing. But yeah, we got the announcement. It was that crazy couple days of Vanderpump news of Schwartz and Sandy's closing. Then the next day in the morning, Kristen announces her pregnancy.
Poor
And then
Chris.
and then the afternoon she got upstaged by the Vanderpump reboot. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think the timing is right. Um, I mean, first of all, I think the majority of people who watched last season and the final episode, we all left it. I mean, I was crying. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
as a series finale. I mean, they literally did a recap from the beginning, you know. They played interview bites of them from their first seasons. Like that was a finale. I just got goosebumps. Ridiculous.
It was giving senior prom like year in review. Like, okay, let's like watch everything we've done the last 4 years together, y'all. And you're like, what? Like, why are we putting this in now?
I'm remembering now. I cried so hard. Um, that was, yeah, a huge ending. And I think the timing's right. I think that a lot of like personally, I'll speak for myself. I'm over Lala. I'm kind of over all of them. Over Sheena. You know, I there's really not much that they could come back together and give us. I
Mhm.
think that's perfect. It's a perfect time. It'll be interesting to see what they go and do. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see this new cast. Like,
I would love it if like Lisa wasn't as involved. Like I don't want her like mothering these kids, especially with all again the James stuff that's come out. She hasn't spoken about it at all. I think she
mhm.
protects these men a lot because they were giving us good TV for so long that I don't want her like involved as much. I just want new
Yeah.
people that don't want to be influencers. I want them to be broke as hell and messy as hell.
I think Lisa just needs to be like she was in the beginning. Like just be the boss of the restaurant, you know.
Yeah.
And I do like how she was kind of like a mother figure and like a leader to these like kids as they were growing up. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think she just needs to just be the boss of the restaurant. I think we're going to see a whole new, obviously, we're going to see a whole new cast and like experience with it.
Yeah.
Um, hopefully they're friends already, you know? Like,
Yes.
I just dream of just like, take it back old school VPR, just with a whole new cast. But like, friends. And we have seen Southern Hospitality. I think Southern Hospitality is doing a good job of being sort of like an old Vanderpump, you know.
Yeah, they're coming into their own. They worked with each other at least for a bit, so they do know each other. There are some exes thrown in the mix, and they like to have fun, which I think is the most important part on these non-housewife shows for like
Yeah.
kids is like just going out, do you, and let us film and watch it.
Messy. Like everyone hook up with everyone and like talk about each other behind each other's back. That's what I'm loving. And we've talked about this like the older I'm getting, I'm more finding myself like not being able to watch and enjoy these older ladies fighting on like housewives.
I know. Yeah.
I really struggled. I've loved OC since it came out. Like I watched the first, episode and season when OC came out. We have been watching it our the entirety.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm starting to struggle watching these old ladies fighting and being nasty with each other.
I agree. It's all got like there it's got pretty dark. Like we need to get back to like rich ladies going on fancy ass trips, buying
That's
dumb stuff. Like I love Jennifer Tilly so much on The Housewives of Beverly Hills and then the addition of Bose. Like let's bring in more wealth
yeah,
and that's what we want to see. We don't need them like that, and
yeah.
that's why like Jersey had gotten so bad. New Jersey, it's like it got so nasty
Mm,
that it's not fun to watch. This is not what we want to see.
right. Right. I'm starting to feel that way with OC, Beverly Hills. Like, yeah, why don't y'all just be fabulous? We just
Yeah,
want to watch y'all's fabulous life. Like, just be silly. We don't need these petty fights that are literally leaving us viewers being like, what was the point of that? Like, why did we just need to watch y'all at this dinner fight about nonsense? You
yeah,
know? Can't we just like enjoy the nice dinner?
I
Let's.
know. We are wanting fabulous housewives in 2025. Get back to the fun. We don't want the nasty.
No, we're done with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to this Vanderpump reboot. I don't know what it's going to be. We have no idea about the cast. I've
No.
seen like some pics on Instagram of like some of the current Sir staff. So people are speculating, but oh, we hope it's good.
Now let's have a premiere party.
Oh, 100% we should. Oh, all right. We are going to end this pop culture recap with things that we're looking forward to in 2025. We're going to put it out there into the universe and hope that it happens.
Yeah.
Julia, what are you hoping for next year?
Yes, I'm going to manifest a lot this year. My life changed a lot this 2024. So 2025 is going to be like a huge new start for me. I'm going to move. I'm going to probably live by myself for my first time ever for the change and the new, but I'm also very excited. But I'm going to make a vision board. I'm going to make things happen. Um, I think we'll see where this goes. I think I'm having a lot of fun with you. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do some more little podcasts together. I have like a million and one business ideas that have been in my mind and in spirals for many years that I need to just get off my booty and make it happen. So, gonna make something like that happen this year. And a little bit of traveling would be nice. On the schedule already, but we'll see what else arises. What about you?
Yay! Okay, I actually forgot to like some people had sent in like some of their favorite pop culture moments, and it's basically everything we had talked about. Trader season 2, Love Island USA being a hit, and then Love is Blind season absolutely sucking. So thank you to those people who submitted things. But for me, next year, I know it sounds cheesy, but I just want to do things that bring me joy, that bring me happiness. I don't want to waste time on doing stuff that I'm not interested in or I'm not like having fun with. I want to get back on our home renovation projects. We have lived in this busted ass house. This is just like a little like cloth thing that I put back here, but our house is a disaster and I'm ready to get back on house renovation projects. I need to move and have a better space. I want to keep building this podcast. That's going to be my biggest goal for next year. I loved that you got to join me. I totally want you to keep joining me and do these with me because it's so much fun. And I'm just grateful for the people that have listened so far, that have followed me on social media, that continue to listen every week. I want to do this as my career, as our careers. Like we love doing this kind of stuff. And so I'm just going to continue to grow it next year. I'm really, really excited about it.
Do it. Let's do it. You
Yeah.
know, how, I was like going through everything. I also thought about some of the shows and movies that I'm excited about for 2025.
Ooh, what you got?
So we have, okay, so with Blake Lively, we have A Simple Favor 2 coming out.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, I know. Love that. Blake Lively and I Kendrick together. I'm excited to see like what will they do with it? Because watching that, I never thought of a two.
Sequel. Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Tell Me Lies. Hopefully, season 3 will come out in 2025. We'll
And we need more than 8 episodes of Tell Me Lies. I can't believe I left that off my list of favorite things I watched. We need more
well,
8.
Okay, so I was going to add it, but actually it came out in 2023.
No way.
Yeah, so I say I hope we get it in 2025 because they have taken like 2 years between seasons.
Oh,
So actually, I guess 2023, maybe we will get it in 2025. We'll see.
I hope so. Oh, what a good show. God, I love it. I love the messiness.
I came into that game late. I started watching it like halfway into season two coming out. So I started season one after season two had started.
Oh,
Yeah. And yeah, it was good. And
it's
then
so good.
so many Bravo shows coming. We have Southern Hospitality, new Summer House, new VPR. So it's exciting.
It's gonna be good. I can't wait. So much more content for us to talk about. To join me. This was so much fun, Julia.
Fun. I can't wait.
Well, thanks everybody for listening to the last episode of Wonderful Garbage for 2024. Please follow on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I haven't quit that yet. It's still a mess. I'm on Blue Sky now if you want to check out Blue Sky. And then follow, like all of the things on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, wherever you're listening to this. But thank y'all again for checking out this episode. We really hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think. And until next time,
Bye.
bye.